Life speeds by quickly. The days rush by in weeks, which quickly turn to months. And before you know it, another year has slipped by into the night, lost to the memories of past moments, of which you remember not. You had dreams, grand and beautiful, which set your heart aflame and your eyes aglow. Maybe you still do, stored in the back of your brain, biding your time until the right minute to reappear. The problem with your dreams, though, that which nobody tells you, is this: the right minute is always now, and it doesn't need to steal your hours, nor your life. It needs 5 minutes every night. 5 minutes, you say? But trust me, it's almost laughable. What's the big deal? Wow. You can scroll through your phone in 5 minutes. You can wait for your coffee to brew in 5 minutes. You can sit in traffic in 5 minutes. But in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing but a small blip on the radar. However, that small fraction of time that you dedicate with purpose is what will bring you from the person you are today to the person you want to be. No, it's not the time that matters, it's the direction. It's the decision you make every single night to take one step towards a dream that you've built. Consider your personal ambitions that you bring with you. Perhaps you would like to write a book, learn a new language, start a new business, get healthy, learn to play a new instrument, or maybe you would like to improve your life in some other way. These ambitions feel like giants to you where you are. They feel like something you could never possibly climb because you don't have the time to climb them. But you can climb a mountain one step at a time. You can climb a mountain by taking one step and then taking another, and then another, and another until you have climbed to where you need to go. Your 5 minutes a night is that one step. Just like everyone else, I was struggling until I stumbled upon this method, and it changed my entire life. It only works well if it's done consistently. What I like about it is, it's so gentle. You're not expecting yourself to be perfect. I think it's so easy to set yourself up for burnout. But basically, it means showing up every single night, 5 minutes. Other nights it's like trudging through the mud. I think it's so gentle. It means showing up every single night for 5 minutes. I think it's so gentle. If you're doing it with an infant, like I was, it means it's like changing their diaper. If it happens, it happens. It means showing up every single night for 5 minutes. Other nights, it's like trudging through the mud. Slow, gentle, the secret. Consistency. This is the element that distinguishes ordinary behavior from exceptional outcomes. We live in a world where everyone admires the overnight success story, the before and after pictures, the turnaround story. The actual story of success, the story that actually happens, isn't actually that exciting. Actually, it's the opposite. It's the opposite of exciting. It's the opposite of glamorous. So your 5 minutes a night may not seem like a lot. 30 nights of 5 minutes a night is 2.5 hours. Your 5 minutes a night may not seem like a lot tomorrow. 30 nights of 5 minutes a night is 2.5 hours. Your 5 minutes a night may not seem like a lot the week after. 30 nights of 5 minutes a night is 2.5 hours. If you commit to a year, that's over 30 hours. You didn't have 30 hours before. Now you have 30. Now let's discuss what is occurring in your brain during this 5 minutes. When you spend time on something you are passionate about, you are actually reorganizing your brain circuitry. Wow. You are telling your brain that this thing you are spending time on, this dream of yours, that's right, are important to you. Your brain accepts this and makes it easy for you to get into that activity. At first, it's going to be awkward and forced. Your brain doesn't want to fall into new patterns. But after that's done, it gets easier and less forced. No! The activity itself feels more natural and automatic. You are teaching yourself to be someone who actually gets out and gets things done towards your dreams. You are cultivating yourself to be someone who doesn't simply dream and wish, but actually does. But there's more significance in setting the time at night for this practice. By the time it gets to the evening, you have already taken in stride the challenges of your day. Indeed, by the evening, you would have addressed your work, your family, your commitments, the surprises life has brought along the way, and the whole lot. But instead of wrapping up your day exhausted, instead of unwinding to the television screen, instead of crashing to your mattress, you are making time for this personal act. This sends a powerful message to your subconscious mind. It tells your subconscious mind, you may have had a day where your efforts were for nothing, where your best was never good enough. Wow. But you are giving your future self something. This sends a powerful message to your subconscious mind. It tells your subconscious mind, you may have had a day where your efforts were for nothing, where your best was never good enough, but you are giving your future self something. The darkness of night also provides a good ambience for a ritual. Rituals are a framework for our life. No! Anchors in a sea of chaos. When you set up a 5-minute daily ritual, you are establishing a sacred ritual in your routine. It is your time, your place of refuge, your time of connection with the being that you are becoming. In time, your mind and body will learn to look forward to this ritual. You will feel a gentle nudge towards it as evening rolls around. It ceases to be a question of dragging yourself along and starts being a commitment that you made that fills your heart. And so, let's deal with the voice in the back of your head, the one that's probably chiming in right now with doubt. 5 minutes isn't enough. I need more time to really get somewhere. I'll probably blow this too. These are all understandable thoughts. Oh no. They're the voice of your brain protecting you from the potential sting of failure. But here's the argument to the contrary. What's the alternative? Are you waiting for when you can spend an hour a day, every day on this? Are you waiting for when the schedule of your life clears up and you can fit this in when things slow down a bit? Wow. Are you waiting for when you feel more motivated, more excited, or when you feel like you've caught your breath and can tackle this goal of yours without the stress of not having the time to see it through? The answer, of course, is never. Life isn't going to slow down. You're not simply going to wake up and find that you suddenly have all the time in the world and all the energy to spend it. And so you can simply zone in and concentrate on the things that need. Often, the skepticism about 5 minutes comes from a misunderstanding of the way change works. We believe that in order to see real change, we must change our lives completely. We believe that we must change careers, wake up at the break of dawn, rebuild our entire schedule, and devote ourselves completely to our objective. But such drastic change is not feasible, nor is it even needed. True, sustainable change occurs as a result of small, manageable actions that you can realistically stick with. 5 minutes is manageable. Oh no. 5 minutes doesn't require you to give up your nights, your family, or your health. 5 minutes is what your life can handle without resistance. I want to tell you a secret about momentum. The hardest part of anything is getting started. When something has been staring you in the face on your to-do list for days, weeks, months, it builds up psychological momentum. It becomes this looming giant. This is the one thing you continue to avoid. But the reality is, as soon as you begin, whether it's the 5-minute rule or whatever it is, the psychological burden is suddenly lifted. You've broken the camel's back. You've made the intellectual honest admission. You are capable of this. And something funny happens. The 5 minutes turn into 7 or 10 or 15. No. Because when you are engaged in it, in the zone, you simply want the moment to keep going. But here's the secret. It doesn't matter. Because you've already lost. You've already achieved success. Consider the realms of your life where you could see improvement happening. It could be you improving your performance at your employment, you improving a relationship, or you improving a hobby. When you examine your life, you can see there has been improvement. But it has not been as a result of one huge step. Rather, it has occurred as a result of one step each day. Similarly, in any one of your dreams, the individual who writes for 5 minutes a night will develop the ability to write, develop ideas, and can produce content. The individual who practices a musical instrument for 5 minutes a night will develop the ability to play, develop their skills, and play songs. The individual who studies a language by allocation 5 minutes a night will develop their vocabulary, develop their grammar skills, and boost confidence. Additionally, there is a value that can be placed upon the intensity of focus that you are able to accomplish in 5 minutes. With the hours that you have before you, it is easy to procrastinate or work inefficiently. However, with the knowledge that you only have 5 minutes, you are forced to work with intensity. This focus is what is going to make your 5 minutes more productive than if you spent a larger block of time working. By training yourself to work with intensity and efficiency, you will learn these important skills that you can apply to all aspects of your life. Now let's try to see exactly what your 5 minutes might look like. Maybe you have a dream of putting together a book. Your 5 minutes might involve starting the timer and just letting the ideas pour from your heart without any censorship or editing. Some nights you might put together a paragraph, others just a few sentences. While it takes you many months, eventually you'll have enough pages to construct an entire book. Maybe your aim is to become more fit. Your aim might involve just doing an exercise routine, stretching, or even just thinking about your dreams and making decisions about what the next day might hold. If you're learning something new, maybe it involves just watching an instructional video, practicing a different skill, or looking back at what you did the day before. One of the most effective benefits of this practice is how well it protects you against the problem of all or nothing thinking, which is how so many people's dreams fall short. You know how this works. You start strong with plenty of motivation and plenty of lofty ambition. You work furiously for 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weeks. Then life gets in the way. You miss a day, then another. And before you know it, you've completely derailed. You conclude you failed, so you quit on the dream altogether. With the 5-minute strategy, no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening in your life, no matter how sick, how traveling, how overwhelmed, there is no derailment. No, because there are always 5 minutes available. No, your 5 minutes is also a reminder of what you value every day. In the midst of life, it is easy to forget what is ultimately important to you. You are caught up in feeding the demands of others and reacting to their needs. You're spending your time on what feels important but is ultimately not. Your 5 minutes is where you reset. Wow. It is where you take a second to remember what you really want. Your 5 minutes is a declaration that your visions are not just something you can't forget to want one of tomorrow, but something that is real and worthy and should be tended to tonight and every night. With time, You'll also begin to see what's happening outside of the skill or goal that you're trying to achieve. You'll see an increase in confidence due to the fact that you know you can follow through on things. You'll see an increase in clarity regarding what you want in your life because you'll be working towards those goals instead of just dreaming about them. You'll see improvement in your levels of discipline in other areas of your life because you'll be working on developing the skill of getting things done, even when you don't feel like doing them. You'll also see an increase in a sense of purpose in your life because you'll be living out your values and dreams. There are going to be nights when you wonder if it's all worth it. You're going to look at what you've accomplished in 5 minutes and realize that you're nothing but a drop in the ocean. You're going to compare your work to other people who are going faster and getting more accomplished. You're going to wonder why you should even bother and decide to give up, because your dreams obviously aren't meant to be. This is where everyone gives up. This is where you have to decide if you're going to push on and get to the other side, where you look back and realize that you've actually come a long way. The relationship between effort and results is not a straight line. You are not making steady, predictable progress. You are not watching your 5-minute daily session and saying, yes, I can feel the difference. I'm definitely improving because I had a great session today. No, what happens is that you are working and working and working, and it feels like nothing is happening. You are confused by something that just clicked, a concept that just made sense. Suddenly, a thing that was impossible for you is easy. A project that seemed monumental in front of you is just about finished. That is all because of all of the non-seeming work that you are doing during your times of plateau. Your 5-minute sessions are laying groundwork. You are building a foundation. You are making connections in your brain and in your skills that are so crucial but are not seen. Let's discuss what your emotional journey of going after your dream might look like. Your dream is not just about all of your inspiring thought. There is going to be boredom, frustration, uncertainty, and fear. There will be nights when you will not want to go to your 5 minutes, but want to do something, anything else. If your dream is worth going after, your dream is probably going to make you ask yourself if you're just kidding yourself. If your dream is even possible. If you have what it takes. All of these feelings you are going to experience. What sets people who go after their dream apart from those who don't is not that they didn't ever experience these things. They experienced these things and they still showed up. Your 5 minutes is your training ground in perseverance. What happens is that you start seeing yourself differently. You no longer look at yourself merely as a person with dreams. Rather, you look at yourself as a person who is taking action towards their dreams. This is a major shift in identity. This leads you to talk about yourself differently. This leads you to make decisions differently. This leads you to respond to challenges differently. Oh no. When you look at yourself from a different identity, you tend to start making decisions that are associated with that identity. When you look at yourself from an identity that is taking action towards their dreams, you start looking for ways to learn and grow. Your 5 minutes also builds an incredible form of accountability, not with someone else, but with yourself. Every evening, you have only one question to answer. Did I take my 5 minutes today toward my dream? It doesn't allow any kind of fancy explanations or excuses. Either it's yes or it's no. Believe me, this is so powerful. It pierces through all the clutter and the illusions of your own self-deceptions. You can't convince yourself that you are doing the work toward your dreams if, in fact, nothing happens. However, if you can answer yes, and if you can look at yourself with conviction and say, I showed up, then there is an absolute level of self-respect that comes with it. Now let's talk about the fear that justifiably accompanies the idea of pursuing dreams. The fear of failure, the fear of being judged, the fear that you might realize that you're just not that capable to begin with. These fears all become much worse when considering the full context of what it means to have dreams. The full extent of what you wish to accomplish can be pretty scary stuff. But 5 minutes isn't scary. 5 minutes is doable. It's not a big deal. If you fail at something in 5 minutes, who cares? Big whoop. You can try again tomorrow. Think also about the compound effect that is occurring in your skills, but also in your mindset. Every night that you honor your commitment, you are putting money in the bank of self-trust. You are proving to yourself that when you say you will do something, you will actually do it. Hey, that self-trust is essential to confidence and to mental well-being. Many people struggle as a result of repeatedly failing to honor promises that you made to yourself. You know, they started something and quit it, and started something and quit it until now. They can't believe themselves when they commit to something because that 5-minute daily habit will honor that commitment. It is something you can commit to that you can actually keep. Now, think about the concept of legacy. What kind of legacy do you want to leave in your life? What kind of message do you want to say you left in your time on this earth? It's easy to go through life in maintenance mode, getting through each day, getting through each year, taking care of your responsibilities, but never getting around to taking care of the things that matter most to you. However, what would it feel like to look back at this year and know that you had poured more than 30 hours of your life into something that matters to you? What would it feel like to look back at 5 years and realize you had poured hundreds of hours? This is not just time. This is transformation. This is a life. Arriving each night for 5 minutes is also a lesson in the power of motivation. Most people are motivated before they act. They believe the chicken comes before the egg. The motivation comes before the act. But it is the reverse. The act gives the motivation. When you begin something as simple as begrudgingly starting, suddenly the motivation shows up. The 5-minute trick is just this lesson in a nutshell. You're not asking yourself to be motivated enough to do something for a few hours. You're only asking yourself how hard it is to be motivated enough in the first place. There's also a meditation aspect to this activity. In today's world, there's so much going on. So many things vying for your attention. So many distractions that having 5 minutes of meaningful interaction with something you care about is actually meditation. You are there. You are involved. You are not doing multiple things, fragmenting your attention across different tasks. You are doing something, doing it deliberately. This quality of being there in the moment is something that's in short supply and ever more precious. It quiets your nervous system, clears your mind, puts you in touch with what you are doing and why. Even if what you are doing isn't producing anything, the activity of presence has enormous value. Let's talk about adaptation and evolution. Your dream might shift or change. And that's okay too. With your 5 minutes, you're developing and finding out more about yourself and things you want compared to things you thought you wanted. You find new ideas and new passions you're interested in that you didn't necessarily explore before. Your 5 minutes is malleable and will grow and evolve at the same time that you grow and evolve. I don't know. You could begin to explore guitar, but find you want to explore songwriting, or perhaps begin to work on opening up a business, but find that what you really want to spend time on is working on something different. Your commitment is to working towards whatever it is that you are obsessed about at that time. Hey. Well, one of the best kept secrets about this practice is the impact it has on your relationship with time itself. Many people feel as though time is something that happens to them, that they're stuck in a never-ending cycle of scarce time in which life is something that happens to them instead of something they create. But by claiming those 5 minutes a night, they're claiming dominion over time. No! They're saying they have the power to do with it what they want, instead of letting it get away by default. This feeling of power has a ripple effect. They begin to realize there are other areas of time in their life they can start to reclaim. They make more purposeful decisions about how to spend their time. They realize time isn't something happening to them. It's something they're choosing through their actions. Being part of a community and having that support and connection can really add to your practice. If you can find one other person who's as committed as you are to 5 minutes a night toward your dream, you can support each other. You can celebrate each other's successes, help each other during the hard times, and mark each other's progress. You don't have to share the same dream. What you share is the passion for showing up for something that really matters. When you don't feel like showing up on a given night and doing your 5 minutes, the fact that someone else is doing theirs can give you the encouragement you need. Let's talk about good enough. Perfection can kill more dreams than lack of talent ever could. They don't start because they believe they won't do it perfectly. They don't continue because they can't achieve the level they expected of themselves, even though they're making progress. Progress does not require perfection. It requires good enough. And good enough done often enough results in things that are truly remarkable. Perfection, chased but never attained, results in nothing. There is also power in the privacy of this practice. You don't have to share with the world what you are doing. You don't have to post on social media what you are doing in these 5 minutes. Your 5 minutes can be completely private, a secret dialogue between you and your future self. This allows you the freedom from the judgments of the outside world. You can be messy and incorrect in your effort. You can be a beginner with no one watching, which is the only way you can truthfully learn and grow. Weeks will turn into months, and you will establish a relationship with your 5-minute practice. Some nights it will feel like saying hello to an old friend, and some nights it will feel like an assignment. Either way, it will be there, and it will quiet the chaos of your life, the constant in your storm of choices. Regardless of what else may be going on, regardless of what chaos and uncertainty you may be experiencing, you will have your 5 minutes. You will have something to control in the midst of the uncontrollable, something to honor in the midst of your dreams. Think about the kinds of ripples that might go out into the lives of the people around you. By committing to live your dreams, no matter how big or how small, you're giving the people in your world invitations to live their own. Your children see that it's never too late for them to learn or to grow. Your friendships understand that dreams don't necessarily have to be what they always are. Your partner understands that you have enough self-respect to take the time to work towards your growth. Your importance touches the lives of people you don't even know. This is what you are. This is what you do. You are a quiet influence. Sooner or later, you'll realize that your 5 minutes has become something that is non-negotiable. It's not something that you have to look forward to doing, something that you have to coerce yourself into doing. It's something that you look forward to doing, something that you would miss if you didn't do it. That's when you know that it's been ingrained in your lifestyle. That's when it's become part of who you are. From that point, all sorts of beautiful things can grow. And maybe you'll find yourself wanting to do more than 5 minutes on certain nights, just because you're caught up in the moment. Or maybe not, and that's okay. Maybe you'll never do more than 5 minutes, and that's perfect because you're winning. Success is not necessarily based on reaching your original dream. Sometimes it's just the journey. You may set a dream to write a novel, but find you are actually good at short stories. You may dream of starting a business, but decide that isn't your choice of career. The 5 minutes of your time was not just time that was simply lost. It was learning, growing. You are a different person because of that 5 minutes. The skills you have increased. The confidence level that has been achieved is unlike something that was possible in your original dream. The 5 minutes of your time brought so much farther. Let's break down the concept of acknowledging small wins. In a goal-centered world, we might downplay progress if it doesn't resemble completion. However, completion should not be when you celebrate. Celebration should be about showing up. Celebration should be about the nights when you didn't want to, but you showed up anyway. Celebrate your small wins, your moments of enlightenment, your steady improvement. These acts of celebration give you more of what you did. They help your body, your brain, see that this is something positive, something enjoyable. All of this turns your practice into something enjoyable, not just the practice, completion. Your 5 minutes is also self-care, which so easily goes unappreciated. When I think of self-care, I think of bubble baths and spa treatments, and these are great things. However, the act of self-care also means taking care of your most profound needs and desires. No. You are taking care of yourself as an individual with your own dreams, who deserves respect simply because the dreams you have exist. When you take the time to help yourself improve, help yourself realize your goals, you are taking care of your soul, not your body. Consider for a moment what your life could be like this time next year if you began tonight. Wow. What does 5 minutes a night look like to you? Which skill, which project could you complete? Which part of you could you become? Now consider the other path. Consider going on and living another year without pursuing your desires. Consider reflecting on your life with regret, wishing you'd be done when you first thought of it. In both scenarios, the difference is 5 minutes a night. This is literally all that prevents you from living a life that represents who you desire to be. What this has to do with is not adding something to your life that will just stress you out and add something else to your plate. What this has to do with is giving you space to live, to enjoy, to grow, and to fulfill. What this has to do with is proving to yourself that you are able to accomplish far more than you may think you can. What this has to do with is not allowing your dreams to die by someday. Someday is not a day of the week. Someday is what we tell ourselves when we are afraid. But tonight is real. Tonight is now. Tonight you can begin. Now. The beauty of starting tonight is that you don't need to know what you're doing. You don't need to know what you're doing, and you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need perfect timing. You simply need to know what you are going to do in the first 5 minutes, and then you need to go out there and do it. The enlightenment will happen as you are moving, not before. The road will show itself as you are walking down it. Trust that your 5 minutes of genuine pursuit of something you care about is enough to get started. Trust that your 5 minutes will suffice to get you to the next 5. There is a phrase, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. But the second best time is now. The same applies in respect of your own dreams. Now, perhaps you wonder why you did not begin earlier. Perhaps you compare yourself with people who are further along the road. But the truth is, the only moment you have is this one. The only day you have in which to act is this day. And the astonishing truth is that if you begin today, after so many years of delay, it is utterly better than it ever would have been if you had started a moment sooner. Hey, with each passing night that you keep up this habit, you'll begin to build something of great value. Proof. This will be proof that you have what it takes to commit. This will be proof that you have the strength to tackle hard tasks. Oh, this will be proof that your goals are more than mere daydreams. That instead you are working toward the possibility of them, as if they actually could become reality. This will be the best defense against self-doubt. When your internal critic reminds you that you know you can't accomplish a task, you'll be able to cite your personal proof that you have the habit of showing up. Now let's go back to where we started, to the topic of time and what we choose to spend it on. You will spend those 5 minutes, and they will go by, regardless of whether you are scrolling through your phone, worrying about the next day, or thinking about what you could have done yesterday. So, why not spend them on something that brings you forward, something that will help you construct, not escape? That's for you to decide, and that's what you get to choose every night. Regardless of the day you had, every night you get to choose those 5 minutes. This is, in the end, an act of love. An act of love for yourself, for your potential, for the life you wish to build. It is an affirmation in a world clamoring for your attention and energy that your dreams are worth hearing, that you are worth spending, that your life is worth living. Rather, these 5 minutes are an affirmation. In the face of a world clamoring for your attention, your energy, that you are not merely going to live, you are going to thrive. Oh no. So tonight, before you drift off to sleep, before you surrender to the great unconscious, make a claim on these next 5 minutes. Yes, just 5. Set a timer even. Now extinguish your cell phone and take up your dream. Write, plan, practice, learn, create, or simply think about what you want. Not with expectation or judgment, as some sort of criticism. Oh, well, only because you, yes you, deserve an investment in your own life, your own dream, your own desires. Your dream, after all, needs a champion, and that champion should be you. Do it again tomorrow night, the night after that. Piece together a week, then a month, then a year. See what happens. See what happens. See what you become. Hey. See your skills bud, your confidence blossom, and your dreams shift from mere wishful thinking into fast approaching reality. See you become a person who doesn't merely wish and hope, but does and achieves. See how those 5 minutes have a resonance that waves through every part of your life. Your dreams are waiting. They've been waiting patiently, silently, hopefully. They are certainly not demanding that you give them hours or that you make huge sacrifices. They are simply asking for 5 minutes of your night. They are asking you to believe in them to the point that you take that first step. They are asking you to prove to them that you care enough to make them a priority for 5 minutes. Can you give them that? Can you give yourself that? Oh no. The response is affirmative. Yes, you can. Yes, you will. From tonight onwards, You will move closer to your dreams, 5 minutes at a time. And I know that these minutes will add up to something beautiful, something meaningful, something which is all yours. And let me repeat this once again. This is your time. It is your opportunity. And these are your 5 minutes. And make the most of it and see how your life changes in ways beyond your imagination. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but the journey to your dreams begins with 5 minutes. Tonight, take that first step. Hey. I know. Tomorrow, take another step. And the next day after that. And the day after that. Putting in your 5 minutes each day, no matter what. Because your future self will look back on this as the night when it all turned around. By putting in just 5 minutes a day. Hey!